This lesson that we're starting is order of operations. So with order of operations, remember that you want to do PEMDAS as your shortcut. And that could be, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, if you want to remember it that way. The P is for parentheses. Then I go to my exponents, which maybe is squared or to the third. Then I do multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. What you need to remember about these is you're going left to right. Okay, so all of those are going from left to right. It doesn't matter what order they're in. If it's division first, if it's on the left, that's fine. Okay, so on number 1, my first order of operation would be to do the division. So I'm going to bring down the 6. Now I'm going to do 42 divided by 2, which is 21, minus 15. So in order of operations, your addition wants to come next, but it doesn't matter if it's addition or subtraction. I'm going to start on my left. So this is going to give me 27 minus 15, and 27 minus 15 is 12. Okay, on to our next one. So there's a couple steps that you could do first here. You want to go left to right with multiplication and division, but I'm going to do this all in one step because these are the same, they're on the same part of our order of operations, so we can do those together. So 25 times 2 is 50, and then 42 divided by 6 is 7. You could definitely do those in two different parts, but you don't need to because they're both going to be in the same part of our order of operations. So now we're going to go left to right. You would definitely mess this up if you would do the addition first, so we don't want to do the addition first. We want to go left to right. So we have 43 plus 18, and then 43 plus 18 is 61. Okay, our next one. Now we can't do these in the same step because they're attached to one another. So we want to work left to right. So our division is what's going to come first because that's what's on the left instead of the multiplication. So the 5 is going to stay where it's at. 36 divided by 2 is 18 times 3 minus 4. So then my next step would be to do the multiplication. That's going to give me 54. And now I would just do this all in one step in my head. That's going to give me 59. And then 59 minus 4 is 55. Okay, let's go to a little bit harder ones. These are just harder because they have more sets of parentheses. So with those parentheses, you want to work on the inside most first. So I have 7 minus 75. Leave your parentheses here. And that set of parentheses becomes 21. Okay, so that's what we did first. So keep working inside of your parentheses. So the parentheses are going to give us 25. Now do your division. So I have 7 minus 3, which gives us a simple answer of 4. Okay, moving on to the next one. Inside parentheses first. So I'm going to leave my 28 divided by 7. Now I'm going to still have one set of parentheses, but this one is going to give me 12 plus 4 divided by 8. Just keep working inside of your parentheses. 28 divided by 7, 16 divided by 8. So now we have division in two steps. So we're going to do both of those together. So 28 divided by 7 is 4. Bring down your plus sign. 16 divided by 8 is 2. And that's going to give you 6 as your final answer to that one. Okay, on to your next page. You want to do 16 times 7 to begin with, because that's our innermost parenthesis. That gives you 112 plus 4 minus 6 divided by 10. So again, I would do all of this in one step in your parentheses. In your head, say, okay, this is going to give me 116. Then 116 minus 6 is going to give me 110. 110 divided by 10, remember the rules when you divide by zeros on the end, is that those go away, so your final answer with quick mental math should be 11. So now let's go on to evaluating your expressions. This means that I want to plug stuff in and solve for it. Okay, so my x value is negative 2, my y value is negative 1, so we're going to plug that in. So negative 2 squared times negative 1. Okay, so this doesn't look right because right now you think you should be subtracting this. So here's what is important to this. 1, I need to put parentheses around here. And 2, I need to put parentheses around that. So in your calculator, if you put negative 2 squared, you're going to get negative 4. If you put parentheses negative 2 squared, you're going to get positive 4. And you know that anything squared should be positive, so make sure that you put it in correctly. Or mental math says this is negative 2 times negative 2. So I get 4 times negative 1, which is negative 4. Okay, plugging in for all of these over here. So my z's are negative 5. So negative 5 minus negative 5, parentheses, negative 1 plus negative 4. Work inside of our parentheses first, which is negative 5. Now we're going to work our multiplication aspect of this. So when I multiply it, we're going to get a positive 25. And then I combine these, and I get a negative 30 as my final answer for that. Okay, to our last ones here, plugging them in. So I have negative 2 minus 4 plus 1 and 6 plus 4. So work inside your parentheses. I can solve them both at the same time. This set of parentheses is going to give me 5. This set of parentheses is going to give me 10. Now I'm going to multiply those together and get 50. And negative 2 minus 50 is negative 52 for your answer to that one. Okay, over here, negative 1 minus negative 1 minus 5 over 5. Don't forget about your stuff outside. So plus 5 minus negative 1. Okay, so we're going to work in our parentheses first. Negative 1 minus negative 6 over 5 plus 5 minus negative 1. Well, this is going to become plus plus. And while we're doing that, this is going to become plus plus. So my numerator here is going to give me 5 divided by 5 plus 5 plus 1. Well, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1 plus 5 plus 1 gives you 7. Okay, and those are your order of operations and evaluating expressions.